several photos of screenshots really of people throughout my channel saying that I am not a black woman. Looking at my damn face and saying I am not a black woman. And it's fucking tiring, For me, I'm gonna put a photo of myself as well. No makeup and nothing, just completely natural. And I'm just gonna show, how the fuck are you going to try and say I'm not a black woman? You guys constantly say that because of one reason. Because you get mad at me when I don't speak the way you want me to speak on Cynthia G. It's like so stupid. A black woman can be against Cynthia G, okay? Is this the same mentality? The reason people think that people can't be against Cynthia G that are black women is because they assume we all have to be bitter motherfuckers, okay? We have to be all insecure against, non-black women. We have to feel inferior to all black women. We all have to be attracted to black men and rejected by black men. Not all black women have all these crazy experiences. You do because you are a part of her insecure crew. Not all black people, though, have that mentality, thankfully. And some of us are actually very happy to be black women and are not into black men, one, or we're into black men, or we don't have that personal experience with black men. Personally, for me, with my experience in real life, and I know people keep wishing with me, with black men, that in real life I experience a lot of problems with trying to be with them or them, not being interested in me. That's not my problem. It never is. And that's another thing. The mammies, and that's another thing on this, you could see some of the screenshots, I guess. Some of the mammies get mad at this because one, they get mad because they want attention from black men. A mammy basically is this: somebody who wants attention from black men gets mad at black men for not giving them attention, and then gets angry at other black women and attacks other black women who aren't suffering like them. They are a miserable crowd who want misery loves company situations to happen to other black women. And that's the thing with me, it's just I don't understand. From my perspective, I don't understand your perspective. I don't understand what you deal with. And it bothers you that I don't understand what you deal with. So then either you have to hate me for being a swirler, and then you guys try and say I'm a self-hater, or you say that I'm not really a black woman, which is a weird, sick thing to do, because it's look at me, I'm putting a slide of me and Cynthia G. Look at me and Cynthia G. We literally racially look the fucking same. How the fuck is this lady a black woman and I'm not a black woman? How the fuck? How? We literally look racially the same. So how the fuck are you trying to tell me that I am not a black woman, but she is? Because I'm not saying the things you want. I'm not suffering the way you want me to suffer. I'm not bitter like you. Sweetie, not all black women are suffering. Not all black women are sad, desperate fools who are basically, mad at the world because they can't get a thuggin' black man, okay? I'm just being real with you, okay? That's all you are attracted to. You're attracted to, the black man who is no good. Okay, the black man that killed my father, most likely. That type of black man, okay? So, I mean, I do not want those type of men. They're dangerous types of men. You fuck with those type of black men, then you get upset at me as if I should make the poor choices you've made. Of course you're gonna have problems because you went with men that are dangerous. You went with men that are no good. And then you wonder about domestic violence. Like some people have been complaining about. Well, if these people are violent against black men, the black men you're with are violent against black men who are good black men and peace-loving black men who don't hurt anybody, then of course they're going to hurt you too. They're violent, okay? So I don't understand why low-class black women like you have to get mad at me and try and say I'm not a black woman or I'm a self-hater when I am just trying to mind my own business and, live my life without any problems. Well, just acknowledging the fact that Cynthia G is obviously a miserable person who is insecure and always attacking non-black women, always attacking black men, and trying to put her dysfunctional black father and black men that she associates with and is of the same caliber as all black men. That's what I don't like about her, is that she puts her own trash as black men when black men aren't trash. You're trash. Cynthia G is trash. Black women like Cynthia G are trash. So, I mean, like, don't come for me and try and say I'm not a black woman because I simply don't agree with Cynthia G. And then on top of it, it's like, of course, I don't like the image and the idea that Cynthia G brings forth of white women, non black women, mixed women are, better than black women. And that's what you'll do when you get all angry and insecure and mad that they're in relationships with black men. What does it make you realize is that you see yourself below the very women that you've encountered that seem jealous of you. So you're lower than the people angry at me. So I don't understand how I would want to be in your position from my perspective. I'm just saying, I've had it many times with women that were of the type that you're describing, and it would always seem like those people were more insecure about their situation. And the reason they're insecure about it is not because of black women, it's not because of black men, it's their own race. Connotations with dating black people. It's a whole different thing. And that's our problem, honestly, I guess you could say, because interracial dating is a connotation in itself with other races. And it's bad enough with them acting that way. Then you acting all angry at interracial dating with black men. Let black men have their own struggle. I mean, the women of other races that want to date black men and are attracted to black men, they have to come to terms with what they're attracted to. Just like the rest of us who are in interracial relationships and prefer interracial relationships. They have to accept that about themselves. We all have to accept that about ourselves. But you stay hating because you are angry and bitter over the whole situation. So obviously, from my perspective, I relate more to the people who are interracially dating because I'm an interracial dater. Whether they're white or black, for that matter. If they're white woman, black man, white man, black woman, I relate way more to someone who interracially dates than someone like you because you are the hater of people who interracially date. You hate the black men who interracially date. You hate the white women, the Hispanic women, the Asian women, even the mixed women who I don't even think are interracially dating. In my opinion, that's just my perspective. You hate the black women that interracially date, and I can show you on my slide screenshots of people talking to me about interracially dating that were supporters of Cynthia G and how they hate interracial daters that are black women. Trying to call us self haters again and trying to say that we are just sugar babies and looking for money. And it's like, no. You guys have such a low mentality of yourselves. You always think that it's always for money because you think that your black men are poor and broke, and you think that basically you can't get any money from black men and you would only be able to get money from white men. I honestly think if you have this lowly of an opinion of a black man, please don't be with a black man until you fix your thinking, because that is no way to have a perception of a black man. How are you going to really see him as very valuable? And the reason you don't see him as valuable is exactly what Cynthia G was saying in her video on how White Zaddy doesn't see black men as ever being high value. That's what she basically was trying to share. If you think that you're going to be with black men, you're not. And you're of the mentality that you can't see black men as high value, then how are you healthy for a black man? It's like me dating white men and thinking they can never be high value and trying to date white men. It's stupid, okay? I mean, like, you can think some people are low class, some people are not. You know? That's just any race. But actually saying a whole race of people are not high value and you're going to date them. And you're going to try and create long term relationships with them. And you're going to try and get married to one. So you can just basically make him live a miserable life. You are showing that the mammy mentality is very unhealthy for a black man. And you're showing that, of course, these black men would not want to be with you. Now, does that mean that all black women are like that? No, I don't think so. I don't think that all black men, are all black women like that? No. But I mean, like, I don't think that black women who are with black men are all thinking that black men are less than. But a lot of the time I notice black women and even other races, other mammies, basically, white mammies, Hispanic mammies, mixed mammies, will act like they are basically trying to defend black men as if they are inferior. Why can't we just see black men on the same footing as white men? That's what I don't get. Because I feel like black men, to me, I don't see black men as like, oh, a low class and white men a high class. The main reason I don't see that is how I grew up. I saw more white low class people than I saw low class black people when I was growing up. My mother was scared of low class black people, but she wasn't scared of low class white people. But so that's why, from my perspective, I've seen the whole thing. I see the low class white people, the working class white people, the middle class, the upper class, the high class, etc. So I understand that they're all kinds of kinds. And then I've seen with black people, there's all kinds of kinds. They're black people, black neighborhoods. So middle class, upper class, black neighborhoods. Um, so there are different classes of black people too, but people always like to perceive and push the narrative of black people being low class. That's what the black man being low class and being beneath the white man is all about. It's about putting black people below white people. So that's why, for me, I just am tired of people on coming from the Cynthia G sector especially, who get so mad at me for pointing out that I just don't agree with her on, how she perceives mixed race white women and Hispanic women as, in a in a jealous mood because they were chosen over her by the men she wants. Because it just makes black women look unwanted, undesirable, bitter, angry, and now jealous. When, from my perspective, like I said, I didn't grow up feeling inferior to white women. If anything, I felt equal. I'll just say equal. Um, my mother would always put herself in a position where she get praise from them, but she would not return the favor too much. And she would get a little colorist, basically. And my mother's a dark skinned black woman. I'm a lighter skinned black woman, so for me, it's like, I see dark skinned black women as the ideal epitome of femininity. That's just my perspective. So that's why, um, when it's so backwards to me when black women act jealous of white women because it's like, what the fuck are you doing? Because I'm like, look at you look at your high cheekbones, your full lips, your soft round nose, and your almond shaped eyes, and the fact that you also don't have, like, from a profile view, a very masculine profile view. The brow ridge, I mean, you don't have a lot of body hair. Your skin is darker. When your skin is darker and your hair is like a dark brown, your body hair, the little body hair you have isn't even visible. But I guess I noticed those different things because I am lighter brown and have black hair, so it's a bit more shittier for me. But anyway, the thing is, like what I'm saying with black women, like her, it's just like she has a whole different mindset that I'm not used to. One, and I feel like when you turn the tables around like that and try and make it where you basically are jealous of the white woman, it makes you look like you are inferior. It makes you solidify the fact that you agree and co-sign that you are the lesser woman. And from my perspective, I've always seen it like as my ideal look would be to be dark skinned. And so I don't look to white women for a perspective of being better than me. I just see them as equal. Also, I do think that they have their own beauty, you know. Like, I've always thought that green eyes are very beautiful. And some white women have very beautiful green eyes. So, for me, from my perspective, I've never really try to attack them or try to see them as something that's better than me. I just see them as they are their own beauty in their own way, kind of thing. You don't have to be jealous of it. You just have to own your own beauty, basically. And dark skinned black women are nothing like white women. And white women are nothing like dark skinned black women. And dark skinned black women have the most ideal epitome of beauty, for feminine beauty that I just don't understand why they would ever try to perceive themselves as less than. So that's my perception on this whole situation. It's just like, to me, I don't agree with Cynthia G. And yes, I'm a black woman. I'm a black woman who just doesn't agree with her because I have a different perspective. I'm not a mammy. I'm a swirler. I'm a divested woman. I'm not someone who is bitter against black men because I've never been with a black man. One, and I don't even know if I was with a black man, would I be bitter? I don't know. I can't say that for sure or not. Um, because I've never been with one. So I mean, like, assuming that just because you have a bitter mentality towards black men does not mean that everyone is going to. From my perspective, I mean, my main issue with black men was them not accepting that I'm only interested in other races of men. But a lot of the time, it seems like, mammies seem to have more of an issue. And women with the mentality of Cynthia G's and experience like hers have the issue of not feeling like they are appreciated by black men and not getting the black men they want and feeling upset and angry and bitter over that, basically. See, we have opposite issues here, but that doesn't make me less of a black woman. It doesn't make me less of a black woman. It just makes me a black woman with a different perspective. And one last thing I want to say is this is a main reason for me why divestors and swirlers are hard for me to basically fit into that sector as well, because there's a lot of ex-mammies in that sector. And often they like to try to exclude me from black women for some weird reason. It's odd. And I think it's because of how I have a different perspective. Like, I never looked to black men, and I never was a part of that community. My mother always tried to keep me away from black people to begin with. So for me, it's just like I naturally don't really associate with black people. I mean, when I was in my 20s, and when I say my 20s, I mean my early 20s. I think I was 20. I'm still in my 20s now. I'm 27. But when I was like 20, I was of the mentality that I didn't avoid black people. And I associate it with black people, actually. But I came into this situation, and I've talked about it before, with an ex roommate who basically lied on me being in, like, being a different ethnicity, basically. She lied and said I was, like, Indian or something stupid like that. With my natural hair, too. Like, I've never seen an Indian with as tight of a hair texture as mine. But anyway, um, she lied on me and was trying to say I was racist because she was upset at well, she was upset because she was basically being an inappropriate roommate, and I was going to tell on her, basically. Um, so after that, I kind of like avoided black people because I felt like I never really was able to fit in with them, really. And that's the thing, I feel like with like divested sectors and things of that nature, I feel like a lot of people have that mentality where they will only accept you as being black to attack you, but they don't want to accept you as black and as like a part of their sector, you know, to embrace you basically, or to see you as them, because they never really do see you as one of them. And it's so weird. It's just like it's my mother, I think, experienced some of this with black people because they would sometimes act like she was different because of the fact that we come from a different background. I guess you could say a different class, and people like to associate being black as one thing, to stereotype black people. So that's basically all I have to say in this video. Thanks for watching. Um, I am a black woman, like I said, but I mean, a lot of people think a black woman has to say this, act this way, and so forth, but it doesn't change a thing.